Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Elliott Wave analysis. Today we're diving right back into XRP, and today we're going to be focusing on the shorter time frames a bit more, as we already discussed the overall sentiment for XRP in my previous video. It's still bullish on the macro and nothing has changed as expected, so you can go back to that video to kind of recap on where we stand. So we're going to do a bottom-up analysis in this video instead of a top-down analysis, but just very quickly, if you haven't already, please make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more Bitcoin and also XRP updates. Thank you very much. Your support means everything to me. So as we have been discussing, we have terminated this wave 4 for a larger triangle. We're not going to discuss that, like I said, but what we're going to discuss is how this move is now starting to maybe possibly show us some signs that we may be working for one more move up before we actually get that pullback. Whether this is going to be the end of the actual bull market, where this wave 5 can be creating a technical high above this previous wave 3, that is still on the table. But most importantly, I think that we still may be working in a larger bullish structure or impulse 5-wave move to the upside, as a wave 5 of a higher degree is comprised of 5 waves in itself. So like I said, this wave 4, can it be complete? Let's find that out. So if we zoom in and we go into the shorter time frames, again, this move here, this is all the mess, but this is the last part of the triangle, either observed as a WXY or an ABC, most likely as an ABC because we already did exhaust a possible WXY in a triangle. Within a triangle, you only can have one WXY. The rest are comprised of simple zigzags, so that's why we have this alternative idea as an ABC. But either way, it all terminates in the same fashion, where this is the bottom of that wave 4. So like I said, we're focusing on this range here. How can we get one more move to the upside? That is a big question on everyone's head. So if we're looking for a 5-wave move to the upside, currently what we have is that 1, 2, 3, 4 possibly, and then another possible move to the upside for a wave 5, and it's going to be based on, most importantly, how this range resolves. And right now what we're seeing is a bounce on XRP, that we may be working in some kind of consolidation pattern, and that consolidation pattern is known as what is the triangle. Now the triangle is a very, very common type of pattern. Even people who are not versed in the Elliott Wave Theory knows what a triangle is, and that's usually a consolidating, ranging pattern before a breakout happens to the upside or downside if you're in a bear market. But right now, since we're focusing on the upside, we're looking for how the Elliott wave structure in a triangle can be formed in a bullish fashion. So what that means is we're looking for, again, 1, 2, we had a sideways 1, 2. Originally, what we anticipated, it's still possible that we were looking for a possible WXY to the downside, where this range here of this previous range here could be a potential bottom before we move to the upside. We'll discuss that in just a moment, but I am starting to observe what could be a possible triangle here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, again, this triangle is basically the same triangle that we saw and observed on the larger time frames. But if we zoom in, now you can see that a lot of this move here is working correctively in a fashion of 3 waves. And that right here, as you can see, an ABC, 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 we are starting to see the final kind of components being created for that triangle. Now, if you're especially seeing it for the final subwave D, and you're seeing the previous subwaves being created as corrective structures, there's a lot of a higher chance that this could be a triangle. So what this means is, how we're going to be completing it is, we may be looking for one more move to the downside that could complete this wave E, and then we could be looking for a larger move to the upside, and that could be another 100% move depending on where you're positioned, all the way up into that $4 range. And depending on how far this wave 5 extends, this could be finally the kind of top for this immediate range before we go into the next expansion phase after that corrective move happens. But for now, what we're trying to identify from an Elliott wave structure is just 5 waves, and right now we're starting to find both in time and also in the structural integrity of this corrective pattern to play out quite nicely. Now, what I really like about why this structure might be a triangle is because we just completed this move here as a possible ABC, and we hit that 100% mark right on target, and that could be what could be that D wave. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, subwave E can be truncated. It really could even go as far as it wants, not as far as it wants, rather, that it could even be truncated, meaning it could fail not hitting that trend line that we're expecting, where wave E has to come down and retest this level here at $2. It just means that it could be anywhere. And this move here, it could be really completed very soon in the next couple of weeks, that we may be working for one more final move to the upside. And if you haven't watched my previous video on Bitcoin, we may be working in a longer wave B. And I've said this on my social media. If you're not following me on social media, I've explained explained how we could be trading altcoins. But very simply put, if Bitcoin is in an ABC structure and Bitcoin is still within that B wave, again, we saw a huge drawdown on that 15% drop that we saw for Bitcoin. And if we're still in a B wave here, this could give a little bit of breather room for altcoins to rally. It's not going to be a full-on alt season, a blowout rally. We're talking about some kind of either a completion of a larger trend within the altcoins that we may be observing a fifth wave, or we can just see a small relief rally within a corrective structure of some sort within altcoins. It doesn't mean that you should be fully positioned. Again, not financial advice, but it does give us some potential rallies to come up within altcoins. And especially with XRP now starting to show some signs that we may be in some kind of corrective structure of a triangle or a WXY, we could still really go for that fifth wave, and that could be the final 100% or 200%, who knows what kind of rally we're going to get. But up to that $3.90 all the way up to that $4.10 area where that fifth wave could end and give us still potentially a really nice look for this how to play out. And that again is combined in a sense with how Bitcoin is functioning. And again, the reason why we don't want to be fully positioned and we also want to exercise some risk management is because we are still expecting a C wave to the downside for Bitcoin. And once this B wave finishes, again, you don't want to be in altcoins on these actionary waves. We've already saw a 30-40% drawdown on a lot of altcoins during that first actionary wave. This could be a small breather, and that could also be this breather room for XRP as well. So it's a small window of opportunity kind of essentially. And then this last move here, again, could be part of what we could see for that rally here. So as you can see, everything is just kind of overlapping in terms of the timing perspective and how Bitcoin is playing out. But I'm doing my best to make sure that everyone understands where we might be positioned for altcoins, especially for XRP. And right now we could be working in a very consolidating pattern. Now, what if this isn't a triangle? What if we just, Bitcoin decides to dump or altcoins decide to dump, whatever it is, and we may be working for a deeper wave for it? Either way, I'm still looking for a higher fifth wave, because even if this turns into a complex WXY, which is a multiple zigzag pattern, ABC, W, X, and then Y, we could be working in an ABC, which also works as this, where we have this as an ABC structure. But again, it just fits a little bit better at the current time recording as a triangle, and I think that we may be working for one more move to the upside. So hopefully that was helpful, ladies and gentlemen. I really think that XRP is going to be working for a larger move to the upside, and meaning that if we go back to that larger expansion phase that we're talking about for the fifth wave, this move here is going to be breaking all-time high, essentially. I don't know if it's going to break it, but we will see. I think that we are very, very close to having an all-time high achieved. And if that $4 target comes into play, this might as well be the time to do it now. So, yep, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Happy New Year. Thank you very much. That was some good news for XRP, I think. And I think a lot of people are currently positioned. All the haters, all the people who are skeptics on XRP might get a taste of their own medicine in the coming year or so if we're going to be working for a larger expansion phase. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a fantastic rest of the week. Bye-bye.